pectoral fins and the pair of pelvic fins?
These are the pectoral, these are the pelvic.
So you can see both of those from the ventral side, no problem? The pectoral and the pelvic fins? Okay. And then what about the dorsal fins, though? We'll have to flip it over to see the dorsal fins, I believe. And so the dorsal fins are what the sharks are famous for. So which one are you
Right
touching
here,
there?
the anterior one.
Okay, so the anterior dorsal fin and
the posterior one's back
where's
here.
the posterior dorsal fin?
Right here.
Okay.
I'm holding it.
And then what's the last fin? We want the caudal fin. What's the caudal fin?
Little back part right here.
The tail fin,
Tail.
right? So while you got it on the dorsal side there, let's look at the head. So we want to identify the eyes, the nostrils, and the mouth. I guess that might be on the ventral side too, whichever is easier. The eyes, the nostrils, and the mouth.
Her mashed potatoes is falling out.
We'll get to those in a second.
Okay, the nose, the mouth, and then the eyes.
What is the region of the anterior region of the shark and anterior to all that eyes, mouth, nostril called?
Starts with an R.
There's an R.
Rostrum.
The rostrum. Again, we haven't got to this in lecture yet, but if you kind of touch the very tip of the rostrum for me, just so they can, just the very, where it comes to a point at the very, very anterior most tip. There's sensory organs there. This is listed in your lab manual. They're called ampullae of Lorenzini. You can't see them. I just want you to point out where they are right now on the tip of the rostrum, because we'll see those when we get to lecture, and we'll talk about what they are. But they're sense organs, and so. I don't remember. Did you guys get a good lateral line on yours or not? I didn't check.
Not really, but we're still
If
able
not,
to indicate it.
realize that there is a lateral line present
here.
on sharks, but it showed up really nicely on the perch, and so we will see that lateral line on the perch also. That's another sensory organ, and so if it's not great on the sharks, let's not worry about it. We will see it on the perch. And so the gill openings, the gill slits, I should say.
Right here.
Can everybody see the gill slits? Are they covered by an operculum in the shark here?
Nope.
Nope, sharks don't have a operculum. And then spiracles. There's spiracles, which are like modified gill
I'm gonna
slits
try to
that
put it
are
back in.
far forward behind the eyes.
Ear holes right here.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So we just showed in lecture claspers. Does this one have claspers?
No.
Where should the claspers be if they're present?
Right here.
Please
And this is
do
for
that.
everybody now. Where should those claspers be if they have claspers?
Posterior.
Between the not the pectoral, the pelvic fins, right? If they have claspers, that makes it a what? Male. So this one doesn't have claspers, so what is it?
Female.
It'll be a female. And if you spread open the pelvic fins, again, you can't really see it, but the opening between the pelvic fins, it's the common opening for the digestive, excretory, reproductive systems. What is that opening, everybody?
Cloaca.
Cloaca. Okay. So, okay, let's look at the internal anatomy here then. And so, the liver is massively huge in a shark, and so point out the 3 lobes of the liver for everybody.
Here's the left, the right, and then this little flap right here would be the middle.
And so, yeah, left or right lobe of the liver, and then the median lobe of the liver. So notice how huge the liver is in the shark here. And so, if you look behind that, you kind of move the liver out of the way, you'll get to the digestive tract. And so let's follow the digestive tract. What's the part of the digestive tract behind the top of the liver there?
It's the right here, the esophagus.
Esophagus. And so if you follow the esophagus down, it gets to the what?
The stomach.
And so point out how the stomach works for everybody.
The stomach is J-shaped, so I guess like ours is a little deformed, but you can see how it's right here, kind of curves back in.
It goes down, then it loops back up, and then it loops back down again. And so it's referred to as a J-shaped stomach. And then after it loops back down again, what does that transition into?
And the spleen, and then the intestines.
Well, so just the digestive tract transition is the intestines, right?
Mhm.
And so the intestines then come down all the way, I mean, again, ultimately to the rectum, anus, and stuff. They'll exit out the cloaca. But you mentioned the spleen, and so where's the spleen located?
Just right to like to the right of the intestines. This little part right here. This.
It kind of caps the stomach, basically. That J-shaped stomach, where it loops down and back up again, the spleen kind of projects like a dunce cap off of that J-shaped stomach. Do you all see it there? And so I've got a question in your lab write-up, and we'll see if anyone can answer this. It says the spleen plays an important role in sharks that it does not play in other vertebrates. What might this role be? Again, the spleen is part of the immune system, so we didn't cover it in lecture. You'll be covering that on your own. But the spleen cleanses blood. But what is its role in sharks besides that? It doesn't just cleanse the blood. Keeping in mind that these are cartilaginous fishes and don't possess bone. What's the function of bone?
Produces.
Producing blood cells, right? So what is that fancy name for that? Hemopoiesis, remember that? And so in bony vertebrates, the bone produces the blood cells, but these doesn't have bone. So where are their blood cells produced? It's actually in the spleen there. And so that's kind of an important thing to keep in mind. And so, all right, the heart.
This little thing right here.
So here's a question for everybody. How many chambers does the shark heart have?
2.
2. Is it a double or a single circulation?
Single.
Fishes have a single circulation, all right. And then, okay, let's look at the reproductive system here. So this is a female, we've decided, and so you usually get a male, and so we see claspers and some smaller testes, these ovaries, and, well, the female reproductive tract is nastier, so go ahead and show them.
It's already everywhere. They can see it.
They can see it.
It's just flanking what on both sides? What's in between the
Like the intestines.
yeah, so the intestine, on both sides of the intestines, you basically have the female reproductive. They cut it open. We were hoping to see some,
Caviar.
well, not really caviar. I was hoping to see some like little baby sharks in here. Remember, they're ovoviviparous, and so
That'd be
but we
pretty
just
cool.
got basically mush. So I'm not sure what stage of development it's at, if anything.
It's a mashed potato stage.
And then what was the other thing? The kidneys. Let's show the kidneys here. So kidneys, again, look, let me just preface this to everybody. Your kidneys are like kidney bean shaped, right? But they're not that shaped in these fish, but where are your kidneys located? They're located on your dorsal side. So again, you're always gonna have the kidneys on the dorsal side, which you're gonna see on this also. It's just a long strip running along the dorsal end of the shark. A long dark strip running along the dorsal body wall there, essentially. Okay. So, efferent or any shark group, did I forget anything?
No, you're good.
So like I say, what you'll want to do is, it looks like a lot of you are filming, which is good, but correlate that with the write-up when you read it on your own, but then now is the time to, like, while the shark is here, to get up close and personal and ask any additional questions if you missed something or if you need clarification. So, and we'll do that for a few minutes and then we'll switch on to the...
Why is the liver so huge?